going on, everybody? And welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm Justin, here with Meelz. It's December. The year is over.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is December now. I was like, what? It's November 3rd. Yeah, the year's over.
The year's it's a wrap. It's a wrap for 2021.
Well, listen, it's definitely, I'm glad we're here. Did you feel like 2021 was like part 2 of 2020, or do you feel like it was finally like something completely different?
It was different. I think I was able to do a lot more this year than I did last year.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So also, I mean, with this thing, we have end of the year playlist, which is going to drop, I guess, December 1st. Patreon listeners, you'll get it tomorrow. Everybody else is going to get it today. Sorry, I had like, I just ate. But yeah, man, listen, a lot of fucking songs out here. Actually, not a lot of songs. I think we did some good quality control because I don't think people are dropping music as much as they used to, like in 2017, 16.
Yeah.
But also, we also, I think, have valued our time where we're not listening to everything. And it's just impossible to listen to everything. And I choose not to because some of these artists are trash. And in 2019, yes, we would have listened to 2 The Baby albums.
Mm-hmm.
2021, that's not happening. Not happening, Kevin.
Well, I don't even think we're going to listen to 0 The Baby albums or 1, if that, because he's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's wrapped up. Pack him up.
What would you call the RNC album of 2021? We always have, every year RNC has a undisputed, album that none of us hate, that everybody loves. I think last year, it might have been Pop Smoke Anything last year.
Anything Pop Smoke, really.
Playboy Cardi Die Lit is probably the RNC album.
Yeah. It's quintessential RNC.
Yeah. What was this year's RNC album that we all loved?
Certified Lover Boy. Easily.
No, I didn't think you liked it.
The majority of us liked it. I don't hate it. I listened to it a couple months later after we got through all the weeds and stuff like that. And it wasn't bad. Is it my favorite Drake album? No, but it wasn't bad. But I think when you look at the music that was released this year, and I guess what people gravitated towards the most or had an opinion on the most and arguing is easily Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah, nobody in the chat argued about it at all. Like we argued about like a whole lot of Red. We argue about that often. You know, I think we are 50-50 on that. I think we are maybe 90% on CLB. I think there's like I think maybe Cyrus didn't keep the whole thing. Mark didn't keep the whole thing. I kind of still listen to a lot of it, honestly. I like the second half. That's like, I take off on the second half. But yeah, I mean, that's tough. It's tough to get a consensus with it. We're a tough crowd. We're tough critics.
Absolutely. And then also
that I would have thought we said Mariah the Scientist was
so I was gonna say that too, but I feel like, all right, so I think everyone in our group likes Mariah the Scientist, which is Rai World. Shout out to that album. It is another quintessential RNC album because the majority of people like it. I think could have used a deluxe. Yeah. A rare could have used a deluxe.
Why is it not out yet? I think that she just kind of put it out there and coasted.
Yeah. And just like, okay, I'll go back to doing what I'm supposed to do. And I was like, I saw the video for Aura like months after it came out. And I was like, whoa, this is like some great conceptual kind of artistic way to portray this song that I love a lot. Why isn't there more being done with this album?
Where's she signed?
Honestly, I think she likes it that way. That's a good question.
Where's she signed? She's RCA. I thought so. RCA. Oh, really? She's on Tory Lane's label.
Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, sis. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. RCA's got a lot. You got to funnel through a lot to get to the top on RCA. They have a lot of R&B acts. Like, I'm not saying that she's not a priority, but if you don't make yourself a priority, you're not going to become a priority on that album, on that label.
Yeah.
RCA has a large R&B roster, and yeah, it's not hard to come by, but a great album nonetheless. I mean, they do the damn thing with R&B albums. I was actually going to talk a little bit about wrestling, so we're putting together during the month of December. Of course, you will be seeing a lot of things in our social for our A show end of the year kind of like recap of things that's been going on for the year. Lots of things have happened in 2021. I mean, I'm not going to say this is like a pivotal year for wrestling. I think maybe it's not as pivotal as 2019, but it's not also as bleak as 2020. But things happened. Like, especially on the WWE end, considering how businesses overall kind of just changed for them and the way they do things.
Fans came back.
AEW stepped their I was about to say step their pussy game up, but they stepped their shit up. It is, because of acquisitions that they have made, they've stepped their shit up. So, and then I guess ROH is going out of business and Impact is still a thing. But I was looking at a couple other things that were going through the list. Just some things that like surprised me that still happened in 2021. We had a ladder match to crown the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight champion. Completely forgot about that. Jordan Devlin versus Santos Escobar. I know you forgot about that.
I did.
We had the rise and fall of Karrion Kross in the same, like in 4 months. He wins the NXT title in like April, and by June, Adam Cole was barring him up.
Yeah. Wow.
And then by August, it's a wrap.
Now Adam Cole's getting barred up by Jungle Boy. Crazy how that happened.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Also, something that happened this year. What am I forgetting that happened this year? Oh wait, it's a phone call. Shaq, the Shaq thing. Remember, Shaq went through a table.
Was that like a thing? I think they did. I think they hit like 1 million that episode too.
They did.
Embarrassing.
But we're going to talk about all that stuff throughout the month of December, so make sure you stay tuned to that. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting year. Year.
Pretty interesting. Let's get into No Holds Barred for the week. We talked about War Games on the Patreon. If you guys are not subscribed, listen to our War Games prediction. Please subscribe to the Patreon. It's only $5 a month to get all of the early shows, get all of the extra shows like Spot Callers, which we have an episode on ROH Supercard of Honor 12 coming this week. We also have Viewer's Choice in the month of December, so that's coming as well. And also the War Report, which is going to have a very special episode this week as well. But there's some news coming out of it. Johnny Gargano, it's been reported he's extended his contract to end on the day of War Games. The question is right now, will he resign? Johnny Gargano, we've been down this road a lot. He's been in the company for about 6 years. He's done everything he can do in NXT. Does he run from the grind and leave to go to greener pastures or wherever? Or do you think he is a shoe-in rather for the main roster? It's really tough to say. I mean, he's just been there for so long. I think that the Gargano character has given us a lot of really great moments over the past couple years. But this is, to me, what will be a huge loss for NXT if he does, if he does leave.
Ooh, I think if he's extending it to, so we've seen this before. So let's say that we have kind of an example for this before, because Adam Cole did something similar to pretty much make sure that he would perform at NXT TakeOver 36, was it? Yeah. So he did something similar. Now, we live in a different age now where there's competition. So it's not as easily as suddenly Johnny Gargano decides, okay, I'm going to sign up, going to pony up, do all this other stuff like that. But to keep it real with you, to keep it 100, to keep it a buck, I don't know if Johnny Gargano works anywhere else but where he's at right now.
Yeah. I feel the
And
same way.
is he cool with the elite guys? Is he an elite guy? Has he been through the trials and tribulations with those fellas on the indies? Like, has he done that?
Not really. I mean, he was really more of a Evolve guy.
Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense to me, but I can see it from, like, let's say a negotiation standpoint, right? Like, let's say he wants to negotiate for more money. I don't know if you can negotiate while you're under the WWE umbrella. I don't know if he looks at all these releases that is coming as lately and say, like, oh my God, do I feel secure in my job? Am I going to be let go out of nowhere? Maybe I do want to explore the other side and see how it kind of goes. From all the reports that we hear, WWE is interested in keeping him. In what role? I don't know. Will he go up to the main roster? I don't know. Will Vince say you have to be on the main roster? Like, there's no more staying in NXT? I don't know. So there's kind of a lot of uncertainties regarding this, but it'll be interesting. I don't know. He's got a wife and an upcoming kid. I'm assuming the mortgage.
Yeah, but I think creatively, he's been allowed to do things that a lot of people in NXT haven't,
Right.
and they give him a very long leash to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, the way to me was one of the highlights, of the year for NXT, and that continued on, and they could make Johnny a heel or a face, and he was able to do it. In terms of like the Mount Rushmore for that show, whether he leaves or stays, his position is solidified. Like he is undisputedly one of the kind of pillars of NXT. But if we were to say, okay, he goes to the main roster, I think there's room for him there too. I think he's shown the chops to be able to do that. I think SmackDown severely needs someone like a Johnny Gargano. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, SmackDown needs a lot of things, but yes, definitely someone like Johnny Gargano for sure. To be on that roster to help bolster that roster a little bit. But I don't know. I really don't. Like, a lot of things, like, I understand why Adam Cole left.
Well, yeah, and if Johnny left, that would be more perplexing. That would to me be
more perplexing
than Adam leaving, because I felt like it could go either way. With Johnny, it's kind of like, what?
Why would you do that?
Because in AEW, let's be honest, there's a lot of guys like him. One of them being Daniel Bryan, who's better at the stick than he is.
Who's just kind of better at everything than a lot of people are. Like,
exactly.
Listen, I watched. Let me not say watch. I use watch very loosely. I came across AEW Dark yesterday because it thinged on my YouTube algorithm thing. Tony Nese was wrestling on Dark.
Yeah.
Tony Nese left. Granted, he wasn't doing anything here, but he probably could have got a role at some point. But Tony Nese left. Well, no. He was released. I'm sorry. He was released because people are going to jump down my neck and say, like, oh, my nigga, like, I wish you would say that. He was released. He got into AEW, and now he's wrestling on Dark. You know why? Because there's a ton of niggas like Tony Nese on the show who wrestled the same style Tony Nese. Jay Lethal was on Dark. Jay Lethal, the big signee, the big, we trotting him out. We're doing the rolling all these things. They don't have a program for him. You know why? How are you gonna make a program for Jay Lethal? Also, they probably feel. I hope they feeling the heat. But has he ever been on a major television program in the last decade?
Yeah.
Like, you can't really. And then the top of the card is kind of already filled out. If I'm looking at AEW, I'm like, oh, they got a couple months to filled out. If I'm Johnny Gargano, yeah, you might get slotted in, but I really doubt it. And I think you would get slotted in a mini feud with Adam Cole to continue to bolster Adam Coleness. And then you would probably end up like somewhere else, like on Dark or something, to keep it a real. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't be. I more power to
I
him.
hope he doesn't leave, but yeah, if he leaves, it's whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but we'll see what happens at the finish of that match. I feel like the babyface 1.0 team are going to win that War Games match, but and I think that will lead to Johnny staying. Pete Dunne has already committed to 3 more years to WWE, meaning that like it's more than likely imminent that he'll go up to the main roster in the next couple of months to a year soon as well. I think the same would be true for Johnny Gargano if he resigns. Next thing on No Holds Bar, really slow week, obviously because of the holiday, but that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Tony Khan, Twitter fingers himself. You see his response to the Adam Cole tweets that were completely created by fans on the internet, having their own conversation, and did not need for Tony Khan to jump in and protect Adam Cole. Did you see that?
Adam Cole. No, all right. Here's the thing. Adam Cole, I would think at this point in his career and all the things that he's accomplished over the last 5 years, does not need to be. His career is not defined, nor his own social status is not defined by what people think of him. He knows he's a shit. He knows he's in a great position at a great company. Well, great is
subjective.
Yeah. He knows he's in a great position nonetheless. So when someone says like, "Oh, Adam Cole, damn, he really like." They really using him this way. Like, they kind of dropped the ball on him. I don't even think Adam Cole needs to respond to that, because Adam Cole just got there. And I 100% agree with that statement that Adam Cole just got there. He just got there. I would say Tony Khan entering and doing this, to me, is just like, wow. It makes me look at him. I'm like, damn, you really just like, no offense, you're like a mark with money.
Yeah.
That's what you kind of are. Like, it makes me like, there's so many people, and this is not even extending to wrestling, because people are like, I wish Vince would talk on Twitter. No, you don't. No, you don't. No multi-billion. The only statement that a lot of these people make are just to let you know that they're leaving, like the nigger from Twitter, Jack Dorsey. He's like, yo, I'm leaving. Also, other stuff, et cetera, et cetera. Or that there's some.
The only thing Vince tweets about is Martin Luther King, birthdays, and passings. That's it.
I don't think it's necessary for him to tweet. Like, it's great to have like a very like, oh my God, he's so cool. Like, he's just like one of us. But realistically, that's not what you want.
And Tony is not like one of us. He isn't. So the tweet in question was someone saying, AEW dropped the ball. He was like, Adam was doing this and this and this in NXT, and now he's dressing up as a Ghostbuster, and he's in joke matches with Orange Cassidy and stuff like that. And it's like, that is a fan's opinion. I don't know.
That is a fan's opinion, but all those stuff definitely did happen, though.
Yeah, all of that definitely happened and is happening currently. And here's the thing. In AEW, if Adam was to be slotted into the World Championship picture right now, a lot of that would be forgotten. Let's just be honest. A lot of that would be forgotten about. However,
he would have the Ruby Soho run where Ruby got the shot, and now I don't even remember the last time I saw her. I guess she's in the tournament, but yeah,
she's on like Dark and Rampage a lot. But some of that would be forgotten about, and I think that these people move the posts so often that they would have an excuse for all of that stuff. And to be honest, that's why I thought that debuting him and Bryan so close was really stupid, right? Because you debut them on the same night. One guy's going to obviously get more attention than the next. And then, this is Daniel Bryan WrestleMania main eventer versus Adam Cole TakeOver main event.
Right.
So it's clear why he's slotted where he's at, because that's where he's going to be.
That's exactly where he's going to be.
So, and that's what he left for. And if he's happy with that, that's fine. However, Tony bringing up more people watch him on Wednesdays and he's over as fuck and all this stuff. We don't need all of that. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. Like, more people watch him on Wednesdays. That's cool. But also the same amount of people watch him on Wednesday. It's not like he brought in more people. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same amount of people who are watching him on Wednesdays the other night is pretty much watching him on Wednesdays this night. Like, y'all got the same amount of people watching. Let's give it a buck.
Yeah, it's such a.
It ain't touch 1 million in a couple weeks. Like, you know.
Nah, not at all. Yeah, it's bugged out. It's really bugged out how that whole thing goes down. And Tony responded.
And the people have the nerve to be like, "Look at what AJ Styles is doing." I'm like, "Yo, AJ Styles is A1 since day one." The reason why AJ Styles can be in a thing with Omos is because he can do that, and then also turn around and also be a main eventer and win the WWE Championship. The man is as versatile as probably anyone on the roster since maybe, like, honestly, Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Where he can be slotted in any position and he makes the best of anything. The man pretended to be blind yesterday, which I thought was hilarious.
It was very Christmas Story, but I feel like it was. I feel like Raw was the most meta show in a really long time, and I know you feel me, and I know you felt it too. Like Raw felt like a direct response to everything that people have been saying about the company in the past 3 months. Like I really do, but we'll get to Raw in a second. Tony Khan, you're not gonna stay off Twitter, but I'm begging you to please stop scaring the host. For the break, Ric Flair going outside. All last week he's been talking about he's thinking about taking WWE to court over his nicknames, his woo, all of that stuff. Going at Becky, talking about he want to die in the ring or die against Sammy Guevara. What's your take on this, Ren?
My take is I stopped paying attention to that old man a couple of weeks ago. To be honest with you, ever since Becky barred him up, I just don't pay attention. Like, what is there? Ric Flair, you have the cultural cachet, I guess. But ever since the Dark Side of the Ring episode, you could have really relaxed. But honestly, it's the audacity. Some might even say it's the caucasity. To continue to put himself in situations and try to defend himself against things that are undefendable. Why are you, first of all, the Dark Side of the Ring? Why are you trying to defend that? But you had Tommy Dreamer ain't been seen since, and this nigga Ric Flair is still walking outside and talking and all this other shit like that. I ain't hear a peep from Tommy Dreamer since. So the man died on his sword, rightfully so. That was stupid to do that. Then he's going at Becky. Why are you going? This ain't even your problem. This is Charlotte Flair's problem. This is a personal issue between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. You don't work for the company. You wanted to be let go. You were let go. You probably wanted to run to AEW. And they probably said, chill out for a couple months. Just keep it low. You know, we're going to bring you in, but we're going to wait for the heat to die down.
I think it's going to be so funny when he debuts in AEW. Come completely unchecked from any of the things that have been, levied at him. Because the thing is, Rick's stock is down ever since he left WWE. Can we be honest about that?
Absolutely.
His stock has fallen since he left WWE.
But he's gonna show up. He gonna look across the ring from Sting, and the people are gonna lose their shit,
and they're gonna forget all about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one's gonna say anything about what had been levied, and I think that's gonna be interesting. I don't like the way he talks about Becky. I don't like the way he talks about the women in general. I just think that he is someone that, like Hogan, we need to let go. He does not need to be a fixture on weekly TV anymore. He really doesn't. Can we just let Ric Flair go?
We're good. It's like Hulk Hogan. Like, I really didn't need him dressing up as a pirate at WrestleMania. In fact, I ignored it.
I forgot it happened.
He really dressed up as a pirate along with Titus. They said, along with Titus, Hulk Hogan. But he's going to be with Titus. Don't forget, you're going to be with Titus.
What's up, nigga? What's up? Don't worry about that nigga behind me, man. It's me, your boy, Titus. Titus.
Terry. It's Titus and Terry, baby.
We're gonna get into SmackDown and Raw after the break. The tale of two shows in many ways.
Yes, very much so.
And when we get back on the A Show.
Oh, this is your first contract signing, huh? Well, you're welcome for that. Look at you sitting over there real proud of yourself after your sucker punch last week. First bit of fire we've seen from you in a long time. You're welcome for that too. No, I wanted to get you angry. I wanted to see if you had that thing in you, that chip on your shoulder. And I gotta admit, you have a hell of a right. But then what happened? You did nothing. You held yourself back like you always do. Liv, one punch ain't enough to beat me or take my title, but you know that too, don't you? But never fear. Big Time Bex has a big time surprise for you.
Would you please just shut up for once? You don't want me to hold back? Okay. Well, here's me not holding back. I got upset last week. I did. But I channeled my emotions by using my fists instead of becoming a big, blubbering mess. You know, kind of like you did while crying about Charlotte Flair after Survivor Series. You're not the Becky I once admired, and I'm not the Liv that you left behind. So if my punch last week wasn't enough to show you what I'm capable of now, then maybe this next one will.
I'm mad that the YouTube cut out the
line.
Yeah, they cut out the line.
They got people in their little feelings.
You got people very upset.
Very upset. How dare you? How could you mention that? It's not even real. Well, duh. Come on. Like, this is wrestling, baby. We just listened to friggin' CM Punk and MJF cap for 20 minutes.
Fuck that. We had to hear, hey, Britt, you sucking dick in the back 2 months ago.
That's what I was saying. I was like what are
Britt,
we doing?
You was sucking dick. Like, whoa. Hey, Britt, your ass not bigger than mine.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
We're gonna talk about the Liv Morgan promo. I have a very unpopular opinion about it. I know Meelz' opinion, but I refrain from speaking about that in the Discord just so I can talk about it here.
I appreciate that.
So SmackDown, woo! I do not want to say you're right yet.
Okay.
I don't want to say it.
Okay. But I am. I'm just letting you know.
I'm gonna say that you're right yet. Why the fuck did they let Hit Row go? They had 3 people they could have had things happening to on the show on Friday, and we got a Battle Royal. Sami Zayn, #1 contender for the Universal Championship. Are they baby facing him potentially? You think?
No. So I have a theory that I also haven't shared in the Discord. Sorry, Discord. It's not that I'm keeping things away from you. It's just I wanted to flesh out this theory. They needed someone. I don't know why they booked this thing anyway, but they needed someone to essentially kind of take the fall for when Brock Lesnar shows up. And they didn't want it to be Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
So take a look at the summer. Roman Reigns is here. Finn Balor's named #1 contender. John Cena shows up, and we're wondering, well, what the fuck? Finn was supposed to. So what the fuck are we doing with Finn? I don't think they wanted the same thing, considering how big of an eclipse that Brock Lesnar actually is. I don't think they wanted to hinder anyone's kind of development or growth or push or anything of the rather. So they said, you know what? Who's going to make the best of the situation? Sami Zayn, who, even if he loses the championship, even if he gets F5'd out of his damn cap, it's going to be a conspiracy. So it adds to the gimmick. It adds to his ammunition. He takes it all in and he uses it, and it builds and it builds and it builds. That's immediately why I thought that they put Sami Zayn in this #1 contender thing, because I'm almost sure it was supposed to be Jeff. And then there was like, let's not do this because we got Brock Lesnar coming next week.
That's my thing here, right? Where the hell do you go with Brock Lesnar, who, for all intents and purposes, Meelz should not be winning a title? just because of the core that they have right now, you've got guys on that brand that need to have the title. Like Brock is fine as the contender in the chase for now. I don't think we need another Brock Reign of Terror because it puts you right back in the position that you were in before COVID.
Right.
But does this spin off into the Adam Pearce feud proper? Because I think that to me makes the most sense.
I don't feel like there's going to be an Adam Pearce feud. I don't know. I feel like this is heading towards Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at day one. And then likely a rematch at the Royal Rumble later that month.
And then you get Drew and Roman in Mania somehow.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Sami Zayn, where he figures all into this, I'm not actually sure.
But then you get Brock and who?
Oh, Brock, I don't fucking know. I can't think that far ahead. Lashley.
Oh,
Lashley.
Yeah, they are, and Brock can go to any show he wants.
Brock can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
Brock and Lashley. See how I did that? See? Meelz booking. Meelz Stradamus.
That's good. I don't think I'm alone here in saying that the Roman creative is wearing thin. I think that as we go forward, the pickings are very little, and the time to build someone is very nil. So I love you, Roman. It's either you take some time off after you lose the belt and come back as a babyface, or something changes here, because they've done just about everything in the WWE playbook, Meelz, to keep this character fresh. I still love him. I still love the matches. But if you mean to tell me, Meelz, that on January 1st and then January 22nd or 28th or something, he's going to beat Brock Lesnar 2 times, then I think that we need to get that belt off him immediately. I
think he's going to lose one of them. But I think it's impressive that they've managed to keep him this long without him like switching allegiances, turning face, especially someone who's like, with Brock Lesnar, you can do that because he's not really a fixture on television. He kind of just shows up when there's a major event. With Roman Reigns, he is absolutely a fixture on television, and you have to see him every week. So the fact that they've managed to like not turn him any allegiance to continue to stretch out this reign is impressive. But yeah, it's I think we're wearing thin on the creative. I think Sami Zayn getting this big win is going to help propel him, but also hurt him at the same time. I think we should look forward to SmackDown in LA because
I will be there with Pafifi.
Okay, where the big boys play. Pat. Okay, listen, what is he doing? Some research? You doing some research?
We're doing a little research for a little show that we love to watch.
Okay, all right. Listen, tell him have a great event. Don't call me if Kofi loses something or something. I don't know. But Kofi's not even on that roster. But he is actually. He's on paternal leave.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Ali and Kofi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dads. We'll see how it shakes out. But I will say the main event stuff isn't my favorite stuff on the show. It's just not.
What is your favorite stuff on SmackDown? Pray tell.
Something that people hated last week, and I thought was really good. Toni Storm and Charlotte. It was good.
I thought it was good. You know what? I thought it wasn't as. I don't think this is detrimental to Toni Storm because she hasn't really been pushed in any direction anyway. She's really just benefiting on being around the orbit of Charlotte, and I think this will give her some necessary fire, especially being sunned by Charlotte in that way.
Everybody gets sunned by Charlotte. Toni Storm is not Brock Lesnar or Ronda Rousey. She's gonna get sunned. I think the idea that she has to prove herself to Charlotte saying she's the opportunity, and Tony's coming at her hard, and Charlotte is again deflecting because she's misunderestimating Toni Storm. I think it's a way to get sympathy on the babyface. I think being a little too precious about Toni Storm, let it play out.
I agree.
They're being way too precious on Toni Storm, a character who, up until this point, let's just be honest, in the 3 or 4 years she's been in the company, has not really had a character. They're trying to give her one now. I think she's in the same role as kind of Liv Morgan is, but I think she can talk better, and I think that she's a better worker than Liv. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel about Toni right now. I can't wait to see the next thing that happens between these two. I would shoot them in for day one and the Royal Rumble. I think Tony could realistically take the title off of her. If not, oh my God, are they really gonna wait to do Charlotte and Sasha at Mania? You think?
Nah, I don't think we're getting Charlotte and Sasha at Mania.
I don't think we're getting that either. I think that we are gonna go a different direction with both women. But I like the segment. Speaking of Sasha, she is seemingly moving on to the Sonya Deville and Naomi feud, and I was wondering where Shotzi was this week. I
think that occurred because Shotzi wasn't there this week.
Okay.
That's why I think it occurred. I think they needed, a segment and stuff like that. Let's have this tag team match. We get 4 women in the ring at once. It's a nice little segment. People backing up Naomi and stuff like that. I think that happened because she really has no place in this feud. They're obviously still. I think they're doing the Shotzi thing. I'm not sure where Shotzi was. But yeah, I think what Sasha did this week, along with Naomi versus Shayna Baszler and Natalya, was pretty much because Shotzi isn't on the show for whatever reason.
I mean, if she said I want to be off for Thanksgiving, that's fine too. I know there's a lot of people spending time with their family, so
I mean, good luck. I mean, if you want to be on television in the middle of a program just because of Thanksgiving,
fuck it.
What else happened on SmackDown?
Ridge Holland debuted.
Ugh.
He needed done. I don't know what they were thinking, having him go up by himself.
He needed like a tattoo or a damn. He needs something. The man is too. You need a pair of jeans or something. Like it not sitting right with me. This is very like 2006 SmackDown to me.
Yeah, he. Hey, is it too early? I like Ridge Holland. I like Ridge Holland. Let's be clear.
I can't say the same, but go ahead.
It's giving me Vladimir Kozlov.
It's giving me like. It's again a relic of the Yester era. Oiled up, strong, muscly white guys wrestling in the ring, and he brings nothing. I'm not even. He has no character besides I'm Sheamus's biggest fan. He's not won any really true significant matches. Doesn't have a significant moment as of yet.
Lost to Cesaro.
And I like the fact that he lost to Cesaro, because if he had won, I'd have been like, damn, Cesaro, they really don't give a fuck about you. But I like that he won. I like that Cesaro won because it establishes we're not establishing this streak for this guy. We're not doing that. We're not. Yeah, and people weren't as upset with this as apparently like Karrion Kross, but I guess Karrion Kross was NXT champion, so maybe they were upset on that. But I like the fact that Cesaro won and he uses veteran know-how to win this match against Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland still got a lot of way to go. He's an apprentice. He is not the guy. He is with Sheamus. I'm sure this will turn into a tag team somehow, but I do not like Ridge Holland currently.
Yeah, me either. The jacked up stalker thing is kind of weird. I think he's a good worker. I think working in the orbit of Sheamus and Cesaro is a good idea for him. In terms of showing off his in-ring ability. I just think the storyline itself is like come on, like who wouldn't have just loved the tandem of Dunn and Ridge just wreaking havoc on SmackDown and Sheamus and Cesaro having to team up again to face those two. That's a story right there that gets all 4 guys over. It's the old guard versus these new motherfuckers that come in. Pete Dunne is only 24. I think Ridge Holland is younger than that. That's the story. I just don't get the idea unless it's going to happen down the line and Sheamus completely rebuffs Ridge Holland's advances that Pete Dunne comes in.
Ridge Holland is 33 years old.
Oh, he is? I thought nigga was young. Nah. All right, we'll get your old ass beat down then, boy. You a fuck?
Oh my God. Former rugby player. Damn, he has a very extensive. Am I looking at the right guy? Yes, I am. He has a very extensive rugby background.
Accolades. Listen, we living in the accolades era, Meelz. We not fucking with nothing else.
How many black belts you got? Come on over, nigga.
How many NCAA whatever do you got, motherfucker?
Come on over. You want Smackfest at Hot 97? Come on down, baby.
Yeah, that was. I mean, other than like, I think Nakamura lost. Oh no, Nakamura won. I think this week. That's it. That's the only thing.
No, it was Rick Boogs versus Angel Garza for Thanksgiving, and then they also had Paul Heyman being very creepy with Kayla. Very creepy. I know it's on purpose, but yikes.
They're playing that the fuck up, and I think that it's hilarious. I know that they're probably like laughing about that shit.
And then Drew McIntyre. He's not. You can mark this week as the official Royal Rumble push for Drew McIntyre.
It's happening at the same time, ain't it? The same time, the same era. I think they are going to redo Bianca and Drew in front of fans. I don't know if Drew's going to hit the same. Bianca for sure will.
Right. They're keeping Drew away from the championship, and they're willingly saying, like, nah, we're not going to give him a championship shot. That, to me, is red flag, Royal Rumble. Red flag. So, just, the campaign has started, so just keep yourselves, intact. Let's go to the enjoyable, not the enjoyable kind of show, Raw.
I thought Raw was
SmackDown presents Raw.
I thought Raw was perfectly fine this week. I had no problems with it. They didn't.
By the main event, I usually get really, really tired. Like I can't. Like I love. What was it KO versus Big E? But by the time I reached that main event, I was kind of exhausted.
I wanted to see how they were going to twist it. Also, just announced, by the way, steel cage matches in MSG December 26th in house show. Big E versus Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair in steel cage at MSG.
They always do a damn steel cage match at MSG for Christmas. I'll look into it.
Okay.
Hey
man, like
talk about it.
Let's just get into this joint, man. The Liv Morgan promo.
Talk about it.
They have a match next week on Raw. I think I saw you, Meelz, say, "Damn, she don't even get the pay-per-view."
I didn't say that.
Who said that? Who said that? I think you said.
I don't think I said that. I'm kind of glad. I mean, it doesn't need. They got a hot big Raw main event program that's been building. I'm not even mad at it.
Yeah,
it's damn good. It's a damn good idea.
So Liv Morgan. Well, okay. I want you to say what
she looked great. She looks great, by the way.
Becky was fantastic as usual. Okay, I love Becky. She's great. What were your thoughts on the Liv stuff, delivery, all of that? I saw what you said. I want you to just kind of say it out loud.
Too script heavy, way too script heavy. Veered away from any natural kind of sounding thing, and that's not necessarily. I don't think it was necessarily bad. I mean, she read off the script, but I think I think she may be relying on a little bit too much, and there aren't necessarily inflections of the character that she can kind of add on her own that Becky can at this stage of her career, and maybe that's the curve. That is just Liv Morgan is just worlds away from Becky Lynch in terms of being an actual performer itself. But I would have preferred that, it sounded a little, reading off the thing and stuff like that. Some of the lines didn't really hit like it was like it was supposed to, in my opinion. Even the shut up sounded like obviously on the script. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Is it just me? Like, is it?
No, I feel you on the delivery.
Okay.
I think it was still her best promo she's ever cut. Still.
Yes, it is.
I think that she showed fire. I think that as much as people on both sides feel about her, it is working to an extent that they're building a second baby face, and you got to thank Becky for that as well, that Bianca and Liv are there. Or Liv is nearly there. Bianca's already there. I did not have as much of a problem with the release statement as a lot of people did.
Nah, I mean, I didn't, because it was just like, whatever. This is wrestling in 2021, by the way. It's like that's all you do is you drop mics. You're gonna get into that a little bit later because you left a little something off the run list that I'm not too happy about. But we're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it next. Actually, we'll talk about it after this.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
you get through that, and the idea that Liv could be potentially a really good match for Becky, it is there. I don't. I think that there is a really kind of weird double standard when it comes to women cutting these types of promos that men cut very often. And I get that there's people on both sides that don't like these at all, but I'm just speaking to the people that kind of loved it when the guys did it, but didn't like it when the women did it because it cut too close to home because they want to be woke. I think that this episode in general was WWE. They've listened on the record. They've never talked about this stuff at all, and Liv, to be fair, has hinted at Ruby and Sarah being released in the past couple weeks. She has hinted at her friends being gone. Okay. Becky's hinted at it too. This is the first time they've explicitly said what it was under the guise of Becky's contract, which I thought was a really nice script element. Was it scripted very well? No. Should she have added some flair to it? Yes. But I think overall the message should have stayed, and I do not mind the message because the idea here is they are trying very hard to get Becky over as a heel, and putting her in that position makes it so. The thing that I'm surprised that they haven't done yet, Meelz, is had Becky just completely beat the shit out of a babyface. They have not had her done that yet, and I think that would get her over more than anything as a babyface. To me,
I feel like we're gonna see it next week after the match, whether it leads to the result of it or something on the line. And I'm gonna say like she's gonna squash Liv because I think that would be bad. But I could see after the match, no matter what the result is, that Becky just beats the shit out of this girl.
Yeah.
But more props to Liv Morgan. Clearly, I look at Raw's women's division. It looks vibrant. They look happy.
Their skin is good. Their skin clear.
They've got a bunch of set of different characters, and it's all flowing. And Becky Lynch is not afraid to stand next to a lot of these characters on the show. Not afraid to stand next to the Dewdrops, Zelina, Carmella, and what's the other girl? On this 10-person tag, Tamina. There you go. The Taminas of the world. Not afraid to stand with them, and they look good, and the faces look good too. It's a lot more vibrant. It's a lot more fresh in the SmackDown Women's division. Charlotte looked like she don't want to be touched by one. I mean, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't tagging with who? Tagging with
like I'm only working with one bitch.
Yeah. I don't want none of these people touching me. Like it doesn't have that, and you can clearly see that these ladies are enjoying themselves. They're doing a little swag surfing during the commercial. They have all their intros choreographed, and everyone gets smile, and they make sure that Liv is in the middle because she is the focus. Bianca Belair is not afraid to say like, "Yo, Liv, it's your time. Do your thing. I'll get back to it when I get back to it." Camaraderie. You can feel it exuded from the show. Even Zelina and Carmella look refreshed as characters in doing their thing. Whereas a year ago, I would have said Carmella, which I did say Carmella. I was like, "Yo, this shit is whack."
Yeah.
But now she's in her element, being the over the top person.
And can we just touch on Bianca? I know that she's not the focus, but she's also not being positioned as she's not important. I think that the moments that she had with Dewdrop giving her the spine buster, all that other stuff, like they made that big deals, and they have not for once put Bianca in the back burner. It is okay if she has another feud, y'all, without the belt. In fact, that's what motherfuckers have been asking for from this show for years, right? Is that
that's what they've been asking about for Charlotte. Charlotte can't even do that.
Exactly. And Bianca to just do it, all off the cuff is completely fine. I think that it worked for me. A lot of the women's stuff on Monday worked for me. And that's
absolutely
just about it. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Oh God. Okay. Go ahead.
So on Monday night, we got a return. They touted it over the weekend. Edge is returning to Raw. Who will he face? The people, the internet was in a skirt. Who should he face? Oh, shit, Big E. Oh no, Finn Balor. Oh no, Damian Priest. Apollo. They didn't really say that, but
instead we got this.
Shut up. First of all, no. That's what you're not going to do right now. That's what you're not going to do. The Miz also returned from Dancing with the Stars this week. And yes, his mans got released in the time he was doing the boogie woogie. However, he brought back the most integral player in the Miz's advancement over the last 7 years. Maurice. Come on now. Maurice, come on now. Stop playing with my guy. Come on. The Miz is back. The Miz is back on Raw. Edge looked across from the ring from the Miz. I don't know if this is going to be a program.
Oh, okay. Stop it. All right, let's stop you right. I'm going to stop you right there. Listen, of all of the people, and I don't have a problem with the Miz, but of all of the people that you could have given Edge right now, help me.
Who are these people? Where they at?
Help me make sense of Miz needing this rub right now.
The Miz is free. The Miz is coming back from doing ABC, Dancing with the Stars. We need a feud going into day one. Get Edge ready for him, no doubt, to be another 60-minute Royal Rumble, because that's just what he does at this point. Why not the Miz? The Miz and Maurice. We've never seen the feud before. The Miz is just, he's a heel. He's a heel's heel, and Edge has an opportunity to work with him and really, just make magic. The Miz is great. Stop! Don't downplay the Miz. The Miz is great. How did you feel about the promo?
It was a good promo, man. I thought that, again, this is meta Raw. This is the meta Raw. Like,
these are two guys who put over their opponents in their promos, putting over each other in their promos.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought that it absolutely worked. And here's one thing where it does work is that these are two old guard guys that are saying, we've never done it at this level, even though we've had kind of, our careers are paralleled, and I've passed you in some ways and you've passed me in some ways. Let's see how, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's.
My man said, I was main eventing the WrestleMania you opened, my guy.
Yeah. That's a deep cut, because I don't think a lot of people remember that. But I did like, Edge, and shout out to Edge for saying that they used him for a cheap pop, for cheap heat. They did
rent free in that man's head.
Exactly. And the thing is, I watched that segment on Dynamite a week ago. It did not go the way that Punk thought it would go, because the Miz got cheered on AEW.
He called him a cheap Miz. Let me put aside. Let me do this right now. MJF and the Miz are not the same person. MJF isn't even really. He's like barely a derivative of Miz. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're white guys who won't shut up and dress in suits. That is not the same thing. MJF is uses a lot of smart mark, edgelord, all these other things. The Miz doesn't need to say, and your father was a drunk and your mama knows it type shit. The Miz deals with it within the context of the story and how it's building within the story. He looked across the ring from Edge and said, listen, you were main event. They were creating the story. They were using whatever background they had at the time to create something worthwhile of a program that they can jump off of. To this day, I thought, in terms of the MJF and Punk promo, I thought the best promo they had was the one where Punk didn't say anything and MJF said everything. Because it showed that it's like, you just talking a bunch of shit. I don't even need to respond to that. The moment they got on the mic and started doing cheap shot to Barbs, you left because you couldn't hang, blah, 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 and they don't need to do that. Listen, Edge and Miz are working within the context of the story. Right. And that's it. And Maurice was there, looking beautiful and amazing. So I don't know. Beth maybe gonna have to show up or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't think Beth will show up.
No, I'm pretty sure not.
I'm waiting and seeing. You know, I'm a patient guy. I'm waiting and seeing.
Listen. The SmackDown could have used the Miz. SmackDown could have used this Miz.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking having it. That's why I was saying, I was like, of all the people Edge could have faced, of all the places Miz could have went, he went back there and
fleeced, baby.
That's crazy. And unless Johnny Gargano would go to SmackDown, which they would, I think he could be a force on that show. But it was a good promo, I thought. Sorry for missing out on that. It just, you know, it went in one ear and not the other. Sorry.
Get to the next thing, please.
Kevin Owens, Big E, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins faces Finn in the beginning of the show. Kevin Owens faces Big E at the end with the stipulation that if he wins, he gets added to the match. I thought, just a really good program throughout the show. And I love Kevin Owens's I'll be the best liar that you've ever seen character. It's definitely different as far in terms of like him being as a heel. And I think Big E has two really good competitors. I think Seth is on another level right now. And the idea that Big E has a lot of people in his orbit is really cool. You just don't know who he's going to drop it to. So now we have the match at day one, Kevin Owens, Big E, Seth Rollins. It's interesting. I think it has the potential to be interesting. They definitely pad out Big E in a lot of matches where he not where he doesn't have to work as much as other people, but where they can hide some of the things that he might not do as well as other people.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think it's a great triple threat match. I think, just the way they came across it and Kevin Owens kind of just like putting it down and just like, I'm going to be part of the match, and then taking advantage, knowing that Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce are kind of like, shit, if he said it, we'll do it. Shit, that doesn't seem like I have a bad idea. And taking advantage of that, I thought was a great little turn because it made Seth very, very mad. But overall, triple threat match is going to be good. I think all of them are tremendous workers, and I'm interested to see how they build up to this match. We got literally 4 weeks into this pay-per-view. 4 or 5 weeks.
You are about to get a bunch of Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins matches until then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think KO takes this pin? You think this is it for him?
Based on the reports, it looks likely. People saying his contract's coming up.
It looks likely for him to leave than Gargano to leave. I don't see a world. I see a world where two of them leave, but none of them beat Gargano.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think O'Reilly and KO are. I would be shocked if KO stayed and Gargano stayed and Kyle O'Reilly left. Someone's going to stay. Let's just be clear. Somebody's going to stay. We just got to see.
They don't got room for everybody.
Yeah, someone's going to stay, and someone has an idea on this. So I don't know. But next up on Raw, Vince McMahon's strange message to who I believe are the smarks who complained about The Rock last week.
What did he say?
He was talking about the big promo on surprises, and it's like if it's not a surprise, he was defining what a surprise was. And I read between the lines here because I think that they absolutely were making fun of people who were mad that The Rock didn't show up. So he defines what a surprise is to Austin Theory, who of course was the person who stole from him last week. And people were saying it's odd, but it's like I feel like these are people that are so inside of their bubble that they can't think outside of what they. Of this industry. Like I really feel like this was the writer saying, hey motherfuckers, you're so mad about a surprise. This is what a surprise is. This is not what we promised you. We did not promise you a surprise, because he defines it there. He said this is what a surprise has to be. It was like Vince talking through the writers or talking through himself as he was down, talking down on the people who didn't like it, saying, no, a surprise has to be this. Or that's not a surprise. I could see right through it. I saw what AJ Styles did. Anyone could see that one was coming. And this is what a surprise should be. And then he slaps Austin Theory in the face, which is what a lot of fans said was a slap in the face last week that The Rock didn't show up.
You got this figured out. God bless you. Listen, I was still...
No, I'm literally...
I was still on high from the Edge and Miz promo. I didn't even realize this shit. I was still geeking out.
Let me know in the comments if I'm wilding. Let me know if I'm wilding, but like Vince, it was so clear that Vince was defining what a surprise was, and that's the only reason that this was on the show, because it's not leading to anything. Like it wasn't led to nothing but Austin Theory being slapped and him saying, don't ever steal from me again and stuff like that. But it's like it was literally him saying, no, this can't be a surprise because this is what a surprise is. This is like subverting your expectation of what it is, and I thought it was genius. I thought it was.
The man's a genius. I don't know what to say. I didn't even pick it up. I'll be honest. I was still geeking over the Miz, and I promise you, I geeked for like 20 minutes. That was incredible.
Yeah, it was, and I thought Vince was incredible. I saw people saying, "What an odd." We're going to talk about Vince McMahon's odd promo. I'm like, there wasn't really much odd about it. It was very much him dissing y'all. That's what it was.
Losers.
Okay, I got 2 questions here before we.
Okay, sure.
When is RKO going to break up? We're at the point where Randy Orton is fully. He's all the way tapped in, and I know that leads usually to bad things happening. When do you think it's going to happen?
I don't know. I don't know. Why break them up?
They both need something to do at Mania, and I think that the biggest match you could do for Randy Orton right now is realistically Matt Riddle.
I feel like, why break them up? It's going so well. And what do you do with Randy? I mean, you could do anything with Randy, but why? Why would I want another Randy Orton versus Big E program for 2-3 months?
You think Big E's going to have the title that long?
I mean, I don't know, but
I think they lose the belt. I think they lose the belts relatively soon, and Randy starts to get tired of the shtick.
Maybe maybe it just doesn't happen as tumultuous as we think it will.
It's Randy
maybe
Orton.
It's just like I'm over it. Like, get me out of here.
It's Randy Orton, Meelz. What are you talking about?
But he's older now. Like, he's not the little young thing with that thing on him.
With the shit on him that would go in your bag?
The shit in the bags on him. He's not that guy. He's not shitting in bags anymore. He's collecting them.
Okay. We'll see. I'm just asking. Also, Damian Priest and Apollo Crews, they really shut the door on that one, didn't they?
Yeah, they whew. I was like, wait, why is this happening? Where is this happening? Oh, it's over. All right, shit. They really screwed the pooch with that one. I'm not sure why.
I wouldn't say they screwed the pooch. I would just say they just slammed the door on it. It just seems that why would I watch another match between these two? He beat the shit out of Apollo.
But I feel like that shouldn't have. I would have loved the program.
Me too.
But I don't know why they did that. They got
really
poor Z's out the paint, and then karate kicked them into New Jack City.
I mean, I don't know if Apollo is the person to get out the rage character out of Damian. I just don't know if he's got not the range, but I don't know if that character is the one to do that.
But I also feel like you have this momentum with Apollo Crews' character. You have a new character on the show that can and has risen to the occasion when he needs to. And this isn't like the Apollo Crews who challenged for the U.S. title the last time he challenged for the U.S. title. This is a completely different thing. This is someone you can incorporate a lot more into the show. And not to say that they buried him. I'm not saying that they bury him or anything of the rather. I'm just saying, like, I think this could have been great for his character, and then also kind of define a little bit more of like what Damian Priest is going through, because he's doing the thing with the eyes bugged out and all types of other shit, and it makes me wonder what the hell is going on with him.
Yeah, it is definitely.
It's something different.
It's different. He needs a feud though. He needs something to sink his teeth into, so to speak. And I thought this was going to be it, but I just don't know. I can't see myself giving any type of time or interest in another match between these two after what I saw. Like, there's no reason to see that again.
No, there isn't. And that's a shame.
Yeah. So that was Raw. Next week we get Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. So that's already going down, and we'll see what happens on SmackDown this week. Anything else you want to talk about, Meelz?
No, I would not. War Games is this Sunday, of course. You got the War Report coming this week that you're not going to want to miss. And we should have new episodes of like Rewriters Room coming soon, and we should have new episodes of a bunch of stuff coming soon. So yeah, just make sure, just stay tuned. Come on, follow the A Show, Patreon, all that other stuff, man. Come on, stop playing. Miz is back. Stop playing.
All right. So we are in December firmly. So you guys already know. Let's go ahead and set this calendar right now, Meelz, so that we have to stick to it. I love putting you on the spot and shooting on air.
Let's do it, I guess.
So when it's looking like Wednesday the 22nd and the 29th for the year-end shows. So before and after Christmas.
Okay. I mean, usually there would be a TLC pay-per-view, but I don't even see why we need to wait anymore.
There is no pay-per-view. So
there's no pay-per-view in December.
Yeah, and actually the 29th episode would be our prediction show for day one.
Okay. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nah, I didn't want to predict day one. I wanted to record it all at the same time.
No, we're not going to be able to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you guys are getting the best of us at this time. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys stay tuned because we're working all year round, baby. Through the holidays, all of it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We ain't Diddy. All right. So for Meelz, I'm Justin. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week on the A Show. Peace.